I think what's really exciting about the Paris Olympics is the fact that this is going to be the first Olympics that's post-COVID. Most of the other major sports properties in the US have had their moment where they've been able to kind of come back after COVID, have fans back in the stands, and really have this reemergence to being a true event that it was before COVID. The Olympics hasn't had that. Both Tokyo and Beijing, the last two Olympics, were pretty affected by COVID. So this is really going to be a return to a normal Olympics, the first time since Rio in 2016. So I think we're excited about that, having fans back in the stands and the enthusiasm of friends and family being able to watch the athletes as they compete. The other thing that's really exciting about Paris is the fact that we're in Paris. We know that Paris is going to do an unbelievable job with the Olympics. They're going to host most of the venues at pretty famous landmarks. We're going to have beach volleyball at the foot of the Eiffel Tower. They're going to have equestrian at Versailles. They're even going to do surfing in Tahiti, which is French Polynesia. But the one I'm most excited about is probably the opening ceremony on the Seine. Being outside of an arena, watching all of the athletes on barges float down a 4-mile stretch of the river to kick off the games is going to be really unique to Paris, and I think special and something that's never happened before. From a programming standpoint, NBC is going to be the home of the Olympics, as it always is. We're going to have more coverage than we've ever had on NBC, which is really exciting because of the 6-hour time difference between Paris and the East Coast of the United States. We'll have live coverage throughout the day, as well as this reimagined primetime broadcast. Streaming-wise, Peacock is going to be our focal point, and this is going to be the first time that we've had an Olympics streamed entirely on Peacock. So I think we're really excited about that. In addition to that, we're going to have plenty of cable channels that are going to broadcast in both English and Spanish language. But the one other twist for Paris that I think is really exciting for all the viewers and the advertisers is something that our executive producer, Molly Solomon, calls Sportainment. So our primetime show is really going to be this influx of entertainment culture in addition to the competition. And I think it's going to be really exciting to tap into some fun personalities like Kelly Clarkson and Snoop Dogg, Peyton Manning, and even Jimmy Fallon. So I think incorporating them within the broadcast is going to make it feel very exciting for people. So whether you're a sports fan or an entertainment fan, I think the Olympics is really going to offer a little bit of something for everybody in Paris.
So what's new on the advertising side? What kind of innovations will advertisers be able to tap into?
Yeah, so there's a lot that's going on with Paris. Let me start on Peacock, because I think Peacock is really the first big thing that advertisers will notice that'll be different. This is going to be the first time, as I just mentioned, that Peacock is going to have every single event happening live on the streaming service. So we weren't able to do that in Tokyo. So this is the first Summer Olympics where that's going to happen. All 329 medal events are going to take place live on Peacock. Over 5,000 hours worth of coverage, which is kind of hard to wrap your head around, but every event is going to be streamed live. In addition to that, we'll have full event replays. You're going to have full highlight packages, and then there'll be some original content as well to give people everything that they want. Just to call out some of the new pieces of content that we're going to have there and the new viewing experiences, Gold Zone is one that I'm particularly excited about. So Gold Zone is very much like NFL Red Zone, if you're familiar with that product. We're going to have 10 hours from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern every single day, where we're going to cover all 329 gold medals that get handed out. So we're going to go from gold medal event to gold medal event throughout the day. And it's going to be a really exciting lean back way that's exclusive to Peacock. One of the other products that I think we're excited about is Peacock Live Actions. So it's something new that we're introducing for the Paris Olympics. And if you're watching Gold Zone and you're watching, let's say, team handball, and you're like, man, I'm really into team handball. I've never watched this before, but this is really exciting. And then we say, hey, we're going to take you from this team handball competition over to women's water polo. But, I don't want to leave team handball because I'm really into it. So you can take the live action and go into that live stream and stay there, or you can join the women's water polo feed that we're taking you to in Gold Zone. So should be a fun way to keep people interested no matter what they want to watch. One of the other things that I think is really going to be exciting is our Discovery Multi-View platform. So everybody's familiar with kind of the 4 different boxes that you can get through a lot of streaming services. We're going to offer that for the first time in the Olympics through Peacock. But what's discoverable about it and what's going to be unique is that we're going to give some context behind everything. So One box might say, hey, this is a gold medal event. Another one, this is a Team USA athlete. Or another one, this is the first time that this person's an Olympian. So you'll have a little bit of context to everything that's going around. And I think it's going to add to the intrigue and the excitement for both fans and advertisers. And the last thing that I think is new and improved, especially on the Peacock side of things, is the navigation. One of the big things we heard, especially with Tokyo and Beijing, is how do we make this platform as easy to navigate as possible? So you can search by sport, you can search by athletes. There's going to be an interactive schedule. And the coolest thing is being able to put things into My Stuff. So if there's a Team USA basketball game you want to watch that's coming up in 2 days, you can drop that right in from the schedule into My Stuff, and you'll get an alert to watch it in 2 days when the game's on. So a lot of good things that we're looking forward to.
What about if talking about a little bit about programmatic advertising?
Yeah, programmatic is a really exciting new opportunity for us in the Olympics. So it's not something that we've been able to do before in the Olympic Games, and it's definitely not something NBCUniversal has taken on at this scale for a live event. So we're offering advertisers the opportunity to enter programmatically or through direct IO. And I think that from what we're hearing in the marketplace, there's a lot of advertisers that are enthusiastic about taking advantage of some opportunistic inventory.
Okay. And given that this is a global stage, how is NBCU going to build a narrative that's unified and compelling for advertisers?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of opportunity here that we're trying to look at the Olympics differently. And one of the main things that we started way back a year and a half ago in January of 2023 was a revised promotional effort through our consumer marketing focus. So we launched in one of the NFL wildcard games on NBC back in January of 23 with a Paris Hilton spot that was introducing, hey, in a year and a half, you're going to be watching the Olympics. So it was a little tongue-in-cheek, very different than I think what you would usually feel from NBCUniversal when it comes to the Olympics. And we've continued that campaign through a bunch of combustible moments. So big tentpole events or marquee moments where we've been able to introduce entertainment folks within the Olympic consumer messaging journey. So everybody from Paris Hilton to Dolly Parton to Peyton Manning to Cardi B to Megan Thee Stallion. So we want to try to reach as many different genres of potential Olympic fans out there in as connective a way as possible through these different events. So I think we've been really successful at trying to implement that strategy over the last year and a half. And then on top of that, we've tried to layer on getting people excited about the athletes and who they are. So what we've done is a shoot at the Universal Studios lot a few months ago with about 60 Team USA hopefuls. We got them all together, shot them in front of some incredible backdrops. Hopefully you've seen some of it in some of the promotional tools that we're currently doing on air, socially, and through streaming. But then we're also using a lot of that content that we captured for promotional aspects that you'll see for their stories in the games. So I think ultimately this is going to culminate with being able to follow these athletes, get excited about them leading up to the Olympics, and then see their journey as it unfolds in real time through competition. But we want to go deeper than that. And I think what's really interesting about Paris is being able to not only see how the athletes perform during the competition, but what's it going to be like for these athletes experiencing Paris? Social life, being able to experience behind the scenes, what's it like in the athlete village, being able to really see what are they doing in Paris? How's the fashion, the culture, the food influencing everything that's happening both on and off the court?